What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Baddog back with another video, and as you can see by the title of this one, I'm not going to make three fan bases happy in this division, including my own, but I want to be as honest as I can about this. So I ask you guys, before you just sit there and blindly hate on it, please listen to my reasoning behind the video, because I swear some guys are just going off and hating on it immediately without even listening to what I'm talking about, why I'm saying what I'm saying. But you can take a look at this, and I believe that the Dallas Cowboys will win the NFC East this year, and I'll tell you why. Now, I'll start with my New York Giants, man. I think the New York Giants this year are going to surprise a lot of people. I really do. I think we're going to be a lot better than people think. People are saying we're going to win 3 games, 4 games. I think the Giants could win 7 or 8 games. I really do. I think this team had a lot of addition by subtraction. I think they got a lot of good team chemistry, but there's a lot of young talent on this team, especially on the defense, that has to prove themselves. They got to develop. We got to develop these young players. And, you know, at this time next year, you're going to hear me talking about the New York Giants competing for this division. You're going to hear me talking about us winning 10 to 11, 12 games next year. That's the truth. I think that in 2020, after another draft, after these players get developed a little bit and get some time under their belt, and we have $75 million in cap space to add players, I think the Giants are going to compete. I just don't think we're ready to compete for this division yet. We're not a 10, 11, 12-win team, so I don't see us competing for the division, but that doesn't mean we won't be competitive. That doesn't mean we're not going to give the teams in this division a fight when we play them, or any other team for that matter. I don't see us getting blown out in many games. I think we'll keep it close. I just don't know if this team knows how to win yet, because like I said, we got a lot of young guys. The Washington Redskins were 6-3 before Alex Smith got hurt last year, and they were a very good team last year, very underrated team. But my biggest question mark with them, obviously, is the quarterback spot, whether it be Case Keenum or Dwayne Haskins. It's hard to say to Dwayne Haskins, hey, kid, get in there and lead this team to a division championship in a really tough division with the Eagles and Cowboys. I just don't know if he's ready to do that yet. And at the same point, Case Keenum's going to a whole new system, and Case Keenum's not a great quarterback. And that's the biggest question for Washington. And I'm not a big fan of their receiving core either. Josh Doxson has just not taken that step. I mean, he was great at TCU, but he just hasn't developed into a good NFL receiver at all. Jordan Reed is always hurt. And I will say this, I think the Redskins have the best backfield in our division by a lot, between Adrian Peterson. The guy's 33, 34 years old. He's coming off 2 knee surgeries, and the guy's still banged out 1,000 yards with no freaking quarterback in that team. He's just a freak of nature. Adrian Peterson is this generation's best running back, without a doubt. And then, of course, you got a great talent in Darius Geis. He's coming off a knee injury, but Darius Geis can play. There's no doubt about that. I thought the Redskins stole him. I thought the Redskins have had really good drafts the last 2 years. And if they had Alex Smith going into this year, I'd be saying the Redskins are right there competing for this division. I just don't like the quarterback. I think there's too many question marks with that quarterback spot for Washington to compete for the division, but I definitely think Washington's going to they could be a wild card team. They could be right in the thick of that. They could win 8 or 9 games. I think this division's going to be really freaking good this year. I really do. I just don't like the quarterback situation for Washington. Like I said, if that's Alex Smith starting for them, I think that they can compete for the division. I just can't trust Case Keenum or Dwayne Haskins at this point to win this division. Now, this comes down to the Eagles and Cowboys, which I kind of figure. The Philadelphia Eagles, they're a great team. They have a great quarterback in Carson Wentz. Obviously, he's missed a couple games the last couple years with injuries. He tore his ACL back in 2017. And then, of course, he had the big-time back injury last year. You always worry about a quarterback with his back. It's what ended Tony Romo's career. They got good receivers. I'm not going to say they have a great receiving core. Nelson Aguilar can play a little bit. I think Alshon Jeffrey's their best receiver. They bring back Djax, who I just don't think is the same player that he was 10 years ago, but he'll kill us. I mean, Deshaun Jackson's known as a Giants killer, so don't be surprised if Deshaun Jackson goes off for 7 for 130 and 2 touches. It's just stupid. He does that all the time. But I'm hoping a guy like DeAndre Baker is going to shut his ass down. I want to, even if the Eagles beat us, just please shut down Deshaun Jackson. But regardless, I think they have a good receiving core. I don't think it's great. I think they have a good running game between Jordan Howard, whose production's decreased every year since his rookie season. Miles Sanders is a really good talent. He was Saquon Barkley's backfield mate at Penn State. I think they got a good offensive line there, and their defense is pretty solid. They're more of a veteran group. They know how to win. This team has won a Super Bowl. But, like I said, I worry about Carson Wentz's health, and there's no Nick Foles to back him up. And I love Carson Wentz. I think Carson Wentz is a great quarterback. I'm a big fan of Carson Wentz. I hate saying it. It makes me sick to my stomach to say that, but I'm really impressed with Carson Wentz. But if you look outside of 2017, his career record is 12-15 outside of that year. Maybe he's a good guy during odd years, which this is an odd year, but his even years, he's been, not too good. Of course, one of them was his rookie season, which he got acclimated to the NFL, and he had an MVP caliber season in 2017 before he tore his ACL, and I don't think he was completely healthy last year at any point. So I think his numbers struggled last year because of that reason. But again, if Wentz can play, the Eagles are going to compete for this division. Don't get me wrong. I think the Cowboys are going to run away with this thing. But I worry about Carson Wentz's health. I don't know how much I trust their running game. I don't know, man. There's question marks with the Eagles. That's just how I feel. They can be a great team or they could be an average team. I mean, it depends. They got into the playoffs last year because of Nick Foles and because they had a really good run at the end of the year. I don't know if they can do that this year. I don't know. They definitely were not as good last year as they were in 2017. That's for sure. Which brings me to the Dallas Cowboys and why I think they're going to win this division. I think Dallas is the most complete team in this division by a lot. Their offense is very, very talented, especially with the addition of Amari Cooper, who now is a guy that can stretch the field. I'm not saying Jason Witten's going to have a great year, but this guy is a consummate professional. He's really good on the field leader. This is something you don't measure in the box score, is the leadership that Jason Witten brings to an offense. Their offensive line, getting Travis Frederick back, really helps. I mean, Frederick, Martin, and Tyron Smith, that's got to be the best center to left side of a line in the NFL. I mean, their offensive line is great when healthy. They have one of the top 3 running backs, not just in this division, but in football. And Dak Prescott, although I am not a big fan of Dak Prescott, and I do think that he gets overrated, the one thing I'll say about Dak Prescott is he doesn't turn the ball over. He throws very few interceptions, and that's really all he needs to be. He doesn't need to throw it 45 times. He doesn't need to throw for 4,500 yards or 40 touchdowns. When they were really good in 2016, it was turn and give the ball to Zeke, run a couple RPOs, let Dak work off play action. I always tell Cowboy fans in my live streams last year, I said, if I'm your coach, you're going to the Super Bowl. Because I'm saying turn and give it to Zeke. Turn and give it to Zeke because Zeke is a bulldozer of a running back. And what Dallas did in 2016 was use Zeke, use that big offensive line, wear down the defense, and then by the fourth quarter, man, the other team was toast. And Zeke just did his thing, and so did the Cowboys offense. The Cowboys led, I'm pretty sure in 2016, they led in time of possession by a mile, which made their average defense look really good. And their defense now is really good. You got a DeMarcus Lawrence, the guy's awesome. You got LVE and Jalen Smith out there. I mean, their defense is solid. Their defense is really good. If Dallas didn't have such a shitty head coach in Jason Garrett, I was saying Dallas would be a Super Bowl contender. That's how much talent I believe they have. And again, that makes me sick to say it too. It makes me sick. Don't think I enjoy making this video because I don't. But I'm just telling you what my predictions are. This is an honest-to-God, unbiased freaking video about what I feel about this division. Dallas has a ton of talent. They got a really bad head coach. So I think they win this division. I think they go 11-5. I can see them going somewhere there, 11-5, maybe 12-4. But I just think that they have a really good overall team. I think they're the best overall team. I think they have the least amount of question marks going into 2019. And I just think they're going to win the division. And again, I know this is going to make Eagles fans mad. Oh, Baddog, you don't know what you're talking about. Kissing Dallas's ass, Redskins fan. I get it, whatever. I mean, like I said, I just make videos because I'm just throwing my opinion out there. You can't tell me that this is a biased freaking opinion in any way, shape, or form, man. I hate Dallas. I hate Philadelphia. I don't like Washington, so trying to sit here and decipher who's going to win the division when I want to say my Giants are going to win it, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think it's the Dallas Cowboys division to lose. I think they're the best team in this division. I think they win 11 or 12 games. I think they walk off the NFC East title. That's what I think. I think they're going to be the first team to repeat as division champs, and God knows how long that's been, but I think that's going to happen this year. I guess only time will tell. But until next time, guys, it's all I got tonight. I'll catch you later. It's Baddog, and I am gone. Peace!